$25 for a Blu-ray. I don't even want to pay that much for a 4K, so... Hey everybody, this rainy day video brings us out to Giants because I am out of supplies. Now, I have been practicing social distancing. I have been practicing staying at home. This week, I only went out 3 times, I believe, to drop off packages for the store, the post office. So that's it. And next week will probably be more of the same, just me staying at home and occasionally going to the post office because I still have a job. Orders have to go out. But yeah, like I said, I am out of supplies. I am out of food. About 2 or so weeks ago, I picked up a bunch of stuff and I am running low now. So I have to come out to the grocery store to buy some things. Usually Giants also have movies as well. Yes, they are crazily high price, which is why I don't usually buy things from the grocery store as far as movies are concerned. But since I'm not going to be going out and that was so loud. Since I'm not going to be going out and doing any thrifting this weekend, I figured if I spend like, $25 on a Blu-ray, it's not going to be all that crazy because in the long run, I'm still probably spending a lot less than I normally would during a weekend. So, all right, let's go get some supplies, maybe some movies or a movie, probably just one movie. And I bought myself a reusable bag because I'm not going to be touching any carts. Well, this is pretty much what I was expecting at the grocery store. There is just barren shelves, not much going on here. Looks like this was the aisle for paper towels, toilet paper, napkins, things like that, and they are still completely out. It's been about, 2 weeks, actually over 2 weeks now, since the initial toilet paper run happened, where everybody just lost their mind and went out looking for toilet paper. And you would think by now maybe people have stopped hoarding as much, but clearly that is not the case. Now, I'm not in need of any TP or paper towels, so I'm good to go, but hopefully in the next couple weeks when I do need to get some, this crap's done and over with. One thing I definitely had to pick up while I'm here is some soda because I have a horrible, horrible caffeine addiction. And if I'm going to be stuck inside for any time, like if I can't get out for a day or two, I'm going to need some of this because without it, I will probably lose my mind or just feel at least completely awful. And I do not want that. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of soda in bottles, I do prefer my fountain sodas. This will work. The caffeine is what I need. All right, so I did actually make myself a shopping list, and I'll admit, Ritz Bits peanut butter crackers were not on the list, but yeah, I think I have to pick some up anyway. One thing that definitely is on my shopping list, though, are double stuffed Oreos because I need my chocolate. I cannot survive without my chocolate. Now, I could go with some other items. There are plenty of other cookies and chocolate items like, fudged covered Oreos. All right, I kind of want those as well. Only $3, but what do you get, like 4 cookies in there? I'm probably gonna pass on that. But I don't know, double stuffed Oreos usually my go-to. Oh no, what are they doing to me? Chips Ahoy's with Reese's Pieces? I have never seen these before. Only $2.99 for an entire pack. This quarantine's gonna get me really, really fat. As you guys may remember, about 2 weeks ago, I was in a Target right as the initial crazy run on toilet paper and food was starting to happen, and I had mentioned that I was in luck because they still had plenty of candy. Well, 2 weeks later, that is not the case anymore. Looks like there is a run on candy. And honestly, I don't blame people because if I was going to be stuck in a house for 2 weeks, I would need my sugar as well. And to think, all these years, I've only ever been buying their shoes. Who knew Vans also made pancakes and waffles? Oreo handy snacks, so basically Dunkaroos, right? Oh my gosh, these also look delicious. I used to be a big, big fan of Dunkaroos back in the day, so I kind of want to grab some of these as well. But now the question is, do they still make Dunkaroos? Well, good news, they do still have plenty of bread. I had heard some places were having a shortage on that as well, and they do have my Italian bread, so I'm gonna have to grab some of this. Looks like it's all pretty much the same. I'm sure all been handled quite a bit, which is kind of disgusting, but I've got to get my bread because without bread, I can't have bacon sandwiches. So the good news is they had the bread for the bacon sandwiches, but there is still one other thing I have to get, one other crucial item, and that is the bacon itself, which they also seem to have plenty of. The question is, though, what bacon do I get? There's about 75,000 different kinds, and they all look incredibly delicious. Well, I guess one bacon's as good as any, so I'm gonna get this mega pack of Oscar Mayer, because as we all know, Oscar Mayer has its way with BACON. Now, if there's one person who hasn't been affected even in the slightest bit by this virus, it is definitely Marty. He is still on the job. As tempting as it is to pick up all kinds of different supplies, not hoarding necessarily, but just things I might possibly happen to want over the next 2 weeks, grocery stores are not going to be closing. They will be staying open, so I probably should just grab what I actually really need for the next week or so, because if I do buy a whole bunch of stuff, I've got a feeling food's going to be going to waste, and in times like this, it's probably not a good idea. All right, well, this is depressing. They are all out of Slim Jims, and ever since I tried them again for the first time a couple months ago and loved them, they were delicious. I don't know why I ever stopped eating Slim Jims. I've been kind of obsessed with them. I've pretty much been snacking on nothing but Slim Jims throughout the day for the past couple of months, so I might have to run out to another store just to find some of those, because without them in my house, I'm gonna be a little depressed. I mean, I can live without toilet paper, but Slim Jims? I think my biggest weakness at a grocery store has to be the cereal aisle, because I want to grab everything. I have been a huge fan of snacking on cereal ever since I was a little kid. I still do it continuously to this day, and probably will continue to do it until the day eating all of this kills me. I want to grab everything here, especially the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh, that stuff is so delicious. However, I do actually have a couple of boxes of cereal at home, so I should probably just leave all this for somebody else. Now, this is where I have to start being smart, because I'm tempted to put back the Oreos and instead get these Quaker Chewy chocolate chip granola bars. These things are delicious. However, you only get 8 bars in an entire box, so I guess a pack of Oreos would last me a whole heck of a lot longer than one single box of granola bars. Though that is extremely tempting, I'm just gonna go with the Oreos. First world problems. It looks like there's still a bit of a run on pasta, which I guess makes sense. It does keep for a while, and it is pretty easy to make. Thankfully, I've never actually been a fan of pasta. Even as a kid, I did not really care for spaghetti and stuff like that, so that's one thing I'm not gonna have to worry about. Well, they might be out of toilet paper, but the good news is they do still have plenty of adult diapers. All right, with the exception of Slim Jims, which might actually be the most crucial thing on my shopping list, I did find everything I was looking for. But there is still one more thing I need to survive the apocalypse, and that, of course, is media. And they do have some. I don't see much in the way of anything new, with the exception of Jumanji: The Next Level, which I actually don't yet have, and my son has really been wanting to see this. $25 for a Blu-ray. I don't even want to pay that much for a 4K, so I'm a little hesitant on picking this up, but like I said, I'm not actually going to be going out and doing any thrifting for the entire next probably couple of weeks, so in the long run, I'm actually spending less than I normally would if I were to just go out to one single Goodwill, so I'm probably gonna pick this one up to give something for me and my son to watch. Not that I need anything else. I have about 5 billion movies at home, as we all know. I don't see any other newer movies. Looks like that's the only thing. Here's Frozen 2, but on DVD, and I already have it in 4K. So, all right, I'm just gonna go with Jumanji: The Next Level. 25 bucks, again, yikes, but why not? All right, I picked up a movie, so now all I have to do is wait in line. Yeah, the line literally stretches all the way back to the eggs. This is gonna take a while. All right, guys, well, that's gonna do it for this video here at Giant. I know, kind of a weird thrifting video for me, but hey, we thrifted for some essential needs, and in this time of crisis, I guess that's more important than movies. Although we did get a movie, a $25 $5 movie. I don't ever do that. That's insane. But like I said, in the long run, since I'm not thrifting this week, I'm probably actually saving money. So I guess it's kind of okay, sort of ish. I don't like it. Anyway, that's it, guys. I'm gonna go home, and I'm gonna stay at home, and no more going out, except for the occasional trip to the post office. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and of course, check down below for links to Patreon, Spreadshirt, and the Cinema Sickness store. It came from Cinema Sickness. Like I said, still going to the post office, so if you do order something, your order will go out. But again, guys, that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Thank God Burger Kings are still open. Oh my God, I am so fat.